Welcome back, everybody. Couples Coverage, episode 40. I'm your host, Nicholas Moriano, and I'm joined by my beautiful fiance, Stephanie Bonte. Hey, where's your ring?
I think I left
I put the ring on this morning.
You did. I was putting lotion on my hand, so I think I left it on my desk.
Okay, that's good. You know where it's at.
Yeah.
So, no, I have to go into crisis mode. And you've done that once, I think.
We've done it one time. Have gone into crisis mode. Not really crisis mode. Actually,
Panic mode.
Panic mode. Okay, recently I saw this, kind of getting off topic a little bit here, but I just reposted.
You have Twitter? You have X?
No, reposted.
You're the one who's sending me all those mean comments. That's what's going on.
You're getting mean comments?
Oh, it happens all the time.
Oh.
Just kidding.
What was I saying? No. I reposted something that was like waking up early to make sure your purse made it home. You know, if you're out late one night or if you like drink and you just want to like, where's my purse? Just make sure you brought it back home. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt that morning. Cause I usually would like, I think I was trying to feel my finger cause I think I either fell asleep or something and I didn't see it and it wasn't in my box and it wasn't in my trinket tray. And we went into full panic for a little bit.
Where was it?
I had it inside my desk. So I think I was doing my skincare at night and I think I took it off and put it in my desk instead of my tray.
Okay. Well, we found it. I I've done that with my wallet sometimes. Like, where's my wallet at? And it's somewhere.
Yeah.
But yes, this is episode 40 of Couples Coverage. For anybody who's new, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel at Couples Coverage. You can find us there. Or if you listen to just the podcast version, you can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, really anywhere you listen to your podcast at Couples Coverage, TikTok as well, and Instagram, where we will post the thumbnail for every show, and there's a link in our bio that you can also click and watch all the previous episodes of Couples Coverage. But we're back after, again, another little break, but we're here, and we have a unique rundown, I would say, because there was a bunch of brainstorming going on, and we kind of funneled it down to some of the many ideas that we're thinking about. But yeah, it should be a fun episode.
Should be a fun episode. And starting off with one that's kind of has a sad ending.
Yeah.
But it's the most recent thing. And when it happened, we're like, oh, well, like,
we got to bring this up.
We got to bring this up now because it was probably like one of the, like, I don't know what you would call it. Like, not highlights, because obviously it was a sad thing, but
it was a low light, but it like, there's a lot of things that happened.
Yeah,
with this.
A lot of things that happened.
And it started with you, though, didn't it?
Yes. So, here where we're recording is our office. I think we've mentioned that before. So on this side where you can't see, we have your desk. Actually, you take up most of this office because you have your whole setup back there. But my little desk that he put me in a corner over here. I get to look out the window. We have a nice little pond. And anyways, I was working from home this day. Was this 2 days ago? 3 days ago?
2 days ago, right? Maybe it's 3 now. I think it's 3 at this point.
I think it's been 3 at this point. But anyway, so I was working from my desk and I was looking out the window and I saw what happened. What looked to me like a ball. Like it looked like a striped ball. Mm-hmm. I kind of kept my eye on it because it seemed kind of random that it was sitting there. And I happened to see someone walking by because we get a lot of people walking their dogs here because we have a sidewalk. And every time someone would pass by, they would turn and look at it. And so I was like, maybe it's not a ball. Maybe it's something else. And I eventually kind of like didn't notice it for a while. I was working and eventually it looked different to me, but I can see that it was moving. And so my phone, I have an iPhone 12. I don't know how good the cameras are on the iPhones now, but like if I try to zoom in with my camera, it kind of gets really pixelated and I couldn't really see what was going on. So I texted you because you were at work and I was like, are you almost home? Because I need your phone. Like I was so curious to see what it was that was moving around because it was sitting there for a really long time.
I'm zooming in because I have such a good camera quality. But yes, you texted me wanting to see if I can see whatever this ball striped object was.
Yeah.
And so I got home and then, make my way to the office, use my phone, and I'm able to see, what this little thing is, and it's a skunk.
Yeah.
And was there somebody out there at the time too looking at it?
No. So we realized it was a skunk, and it was on its back, which is why it looked different from like, when it looked like a little ball to me. He had probably eventually like flipped on its back. And so it was like little legs where we can see moving. And again, it had been sitting out there like all day long, but I didn't think much of it at first. Cause like I said, I thought it was like a striped basketball or something. That's what it looked like to me. And so, when we realized, we immediately started trying to find numbers to call. What do you call like
animal
control or just
something, somebody to, help out the guy. But was this before or after I went to go see it?
This was before. So we were trying to call and we weren't getting any luck because one of the people that we called said, well, if it's kind of closer to the street, then it's probably not it's probably not private property, and we only work on private property. So try another number. And the number she gave us didn't work.
Yeah, remember? That number didn't work.
And so we were still trying to figure out, we were trying to find another number, and we just so happened to see another lady walk by, and we saw her like notice this little skunk. And this was like a really sweet lady who lives in our building, because we were watching her like interact with it, and she kind of sat there. She had her dog with her, and the dog was actually so patient, like waiting for her.
Very well behaved dog. Link is the name of the dog.
Oh.
But yeah, so she was out there, and then you're like, you go get out there and go check.
No, well, I was like, go tell her we're trying to figure out how to help it, because we're like, a bunch of people are probably going to be calling the same numbers. So I was like, run out there and tell her we see it, and we're trying to like call some places. And
so I run out there, go around the corner. It's not far at all, but get there. I start talking to, the lady there, and like telling her, yeah, we tried calling somebody, and she was really like
upset,
sad, concerned, and she was even touching the skunk.
Yeah,
which,
she like.
She was just trying to like try to calm it down. She was saying like he's shivering, and like his little forearm or little hands were like moving and twitching, and then she was saying, or no, that as we're kind of both there, someone from one of the balconies that can overlook and see the skunk said, hey, like, I think the skunk got hit by a car. And then we're like, it makes a lot of sense, because he's not moving. He's kind of really still. But eventually I think I come back in, and she's kind of still there, and then she eventually leaves. But, I kind of felt bad still, and you were actually going to go see your friend because it was her birthday.
Yeah, so I was like, I felt so bad. And again, we tried calling places. She said she was going to be back. She was going to leave her dog at home and then come back and see what she can do. So,
before she came back though, I went out there again, and we looked up, do skunks eat? What do skunks eat? And like they eat apples, and I wanted to bring like a thing of water, so we cut up you cut up an apple, I brought it out there. And I got close, like the skunk wasn't moving. So I was able to literally get right kind of next to it. And
he wasn't moving, but he was conscious, right?
He was conscious, yeah. He was like, when I got closer, he was like, moving his arms a little bit to like, back off or whatever. But, I did put the apples kind of near him, and then put a little water bowl just in case. But then I eventually came back in, and we could see him still from
our window. Yeah, we can see all of this. And it was really sad, but also it was really cool to see a lot of people trying to help a little skunk, because honestly, like, I feel like these animals get overlooked. Like, you see a skunk and you're like, ew, a skunk. But it was very sad to see him. And like I said, he had been there all day. So if he got hit, it just sucked that it wasn't like a quick thing, and he was probably like in pain, all day long. Because I noticed him pretty early, which is really sad. Yeah. But eventually that lady came back, and she like was sat there for a long time. I can tell she was on the phone.
Yeah, and I'm talking to her. She was like trying to contact people, but they were just saying it didn't seem like there was going to be a sense of urgency to get somebody out there. I actually called our building manager, I guess, and talked to the guy and said, hey, there's a skunk here. And he had let me know that other people had actually called about the same thing. And that person had got in contact with somebody like animal control, and they said that, you know what, there's nothing really we can do, or if we can do something, it's not going to happen very soon. So, you know, I relayed that information to the one lady, and then another lady came out and they were talking.
I know. It was like, oh, like there was literally a lot of people trying to help out this poor little guy. And
they eventually brought a blanket out for him to just put on the skunk. But then it was getting later, and, you know, you went with your friend. I was still kind of here, but, you know, I would still, like, at some points while I'm in the office kind of working, like, look out there, and, you know, I still see the blanket. But unfortunately, that next morning, Brady and I, or no, maybe it was just me, but I went around the corner just to see. Oh no, I did have Brady with me that time, and he met the other dog. But we went around, and, you know, the skunk wasn't there anymore, and I'm like, oh, what happened? And, you know, he managed to kind of walk near the pond, and that's where he ended up dying. And he was just there. And yeah, like, I don't know. It's like, I think this, like you said, most people will look at a skunk regardless and be like, oh no, it's a skunk. Like, you're almost like afraid, you want it to go away. And this interaction, I'm not gonna be like a skunk lover or anything, but it's just like, I feel for these little guys. They're scavengers. They kind of go and dig through trash sometimes, and, you know, find what they can. And but, you know, he was just trying to probably cross the road, get somewhere else, got hit by a car, and, you know, unfortunately died. So I felt bad. And, you know, we're obviously big animal people, and that skunk, to be completely honest, looks a lot like Brady. Same colors and everything. So it's like,
we
little
always
tail
say
up.
Brady looks like a little skunk. Honestly, maybe that's why we felt like a soft spot for this guy as soon as we saw him, because yes, like we always say Brady's little skunk tail. He's got his little black and white. But yeah, it was really sad. But again, it was cool to see all these people trying to help. And to know, like, when you called, they're like, yeah, people have already, you know, called about it. It kind of makes me a little bit, like, glad to know that people care. And
I think that's like this apartment building, like, you're allowed to have pets.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people here,
that's true.
A lot of people here, regardless if it was like a dog or any kind of animal, like, you have a soft spot for the wildlife here. Like the one lady that brought out the blanket, she said, yeah, I called for a duck that was injured, and I felt so bad about it. And like, so I get it. Even though it is a skunk, it's like,
he was hurt, and like I said, it was just sad to see him like that all day. So
yeah, sad, but
sad ending.
You know, we did what we could, or we tried to.
I was telling my mom about this. She's like, are you guys gonna put like a little like memorial site for the skunk, because how everyone was like trying to help it?
I mean, yeah, when I look at that tree, that spot now, well, no,
I know,
sad.
But anyways, that's kind of, I posted a picture, but I obviously didn't know the ending when I posted that. I thought we were going to be able to get it help.
Oh yeah, when I was bringing out the apples and stuff. But yeah, we're gonna, you know, obviously that happened not too long ago, but we're gonna lighten up the mood here with a completely different animal story. But before we do that, I want to tell everybody about OWYN, which stands for Only What You Need. It's an awesome protein shake brand. If you're looking for an alternative to dairy products, OWYN's going to be the way to go. They have so many great tasting flavors. I personally like their Elite brand, which has 32 grams of protein, no nut butter cup. Anytime you can mix chocolate and peanut butter, I think that's a fantastic combination. But they have, the Elite brand, which is 32 grams of protein. They have ones that only have 20 grams, and other protein shakes that you can get your protein and your caffeine, really whatever you're looking for. They got it for you. Also, if you're someone that likes protein powders and likes to add bananas and all this other stuff to your protein shakes, they also got that available too. But you should check out OWYN at liveowyn.com. And then as you're filling up your cart with all these great products, just put in the promo code couple goals, and you'll save 15% off your first purchase. So stock up, get all your OWYN products, and then use the promo code couple goals and save 15% off.
Thanks, OWYN.
Thank you, OWYN. And also thank you to SeatGeek, which is the go-to place if you're looking to get tickets to sporting events, concerts, comedy shows, anything you name it. That's going to be the place that you're going to want to look first for any of those types of events. We haven't been to a Bulls or Blackhawks game in a while.
Yeah, any sporting events.
Actually,
no. We did
in London. But we'll use SeatGeek for the next time we go to a Blackhawks or Bulls game. And if you use, there's also a promo code for that too. That one, Couples Coverage. And for first-time users, you could save $20 off your first purchase. So look for things to do on date night. Use that promo code. Save $20 with Couples Coverage.
Thanks, SeatGeek.
All right, we said we were going to change the tone a little bit with these animal stories. We're going to go from skunks
to something
puppies.
We forgot to mention on the last podcast.
Yes.
Because it was a really cool experience.
It was a unique experience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it seems like forever ago now at this point. A while ago now. But at the gym I go to, they were having their 5-year anniversary at Bears Fit, and one of the things that they had scheduled for everything going on was puppy yoga. And I've never done that. I've always heard of it. I've also heard of what is it?
Goat yoga.
Goat yoga.
Yeah.
So we obviously had to make our way to go experience that. Unfortunately, the power went out at Bears Fit, so we're kind of doing this puppy yoga in the dark.
I wonder if it would have been with the lights fully on, because yoga normally it's set kind of in mood lights. So I don't know, maybe
there would have been a little bit more light.
They probably would have been a little bit more light.
But
they brought out the most adorable puppies. I don't know what I was expecting. I think I was kind of expecting a little bit older dogs, but still puppies, but not these tiny little guys that were running around.
Labrador retrievers, right? I think most of them were all Labrador retrievers. Mm-hmm. So these little guys, and there's probably
I think there was 8 of them.
7 or 8, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. They let them loose in the yoga studio, and it is an experience. Well, one, it's it's a big area, so you're kind of looking as you're trying to do these yoga poses, listening to the yoga instructor. You're also looking, or you're in downward dog, looking, where are these little puppies at? And they're just kind of scared. Some of them really liked being in the middle.
Yeah, they really liked the middle, and we kind of got there and took a corner spot. So we kind of maybe we didn't have the best spot for it, because they didn't love coming on our side. So the instructors that were walking around, and actually the shelter that they were that brought them in, they had to pick them up and put them in the corners so that everyone got a chance to see the puppies.
Yeah.
So
there was some accidents.
There's a lot of accidents.
And that's why I hesitated or said it was a unique experience, because obviously if you go into this thinking you're gonna get an awesome yoga workout, or get your yoga fix, puppy yoga is probably not gonna be the environment for you. And I wasn't thinking that going in.
Yeah.
But also, obviously I knew these little guys were gonna have to use the bathroom at some point. But there was one that peed on your yoga mat.
Yeah, I made the mistake of bringing my own yoga mat, and just because, okay, if you do yoga, what I just don't personally love using other people's mats, even gym mats sometimes. I don't really love using them. But yeah, I made the mistake of bringing my own, and immediately a puppy peed on mine. So
immediately, and those the people from the shelter were going around. They had disinfectant spray and paper towels, and were just cleaning up after these little guys after they're peeing everywhere. And
also, I was kind of frustrated, but I can't blame people, because as soon as a puppy would go near anybody, they would grab them. They would grab them and hold on to them and be carrying them and cuddling them, which obviously makes so much sense, but which is why I feel we didn't get to see them a lot, or they didn't go around.
People were hoarding the puppies, and I didn't appreciate that.
But I can't blame them, because as soon as one came on ours, I was like, okay, I'm holding on to this one for a little bit. I wanted you to hold one so bad.
I know. They were adorable.
They were so
cute. Makes me want a puppy.
I know. It makes me want a puppy.
I know. They're adorable. But it was fun. It was a cool experience. And maybe if it was like a little bit more, if there was more lighting, maybe it would have been easier to see them. But I mean,
yeah. Well, speaking of that, then would you ever do goat yoga? Because like you said, it's not really for the actual workout that you're getting. I think everyone who signs up for that knows it's more so for the experience.
You know what? I've thought about this. I think little goats are cute too, and they love to jump.
Oh my gosh, they're so
they love
cute.
to jump, and I can imagine you like if you give them an opportunity, they'll jump on your back or something.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that they like to poop a lot though. I don't know why I get this feeling that like there's a little goat on your back and he just poops little pellets on you.
On your neck.
On your neck.
Probably, honestly. But
would I do it? Probably.
I would do it. I think they're so cute. I don't know if I've ever seen goat yoga around here.
I know they offer it. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's
super uncommon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I looked it up.
We'll have to look that up. That would be a funny date
yoga
night. Yeah.
That would be fun.
Speaking of yoga, though, I remember you mentioned something to me the other day, which is kind of funny to see you be like annoyed about this comment because it took me a while to even get you to agree to go to yoga with me because you kind of had a similar mindset before too.
Maybe.
You did.
Maybe.
You did.
Okay, so I'm trying to find so there's the actual show Squid Games, the actual TV show, but then there's the game version of it,
like the game show one.
The game show of Squid Games, and there's one of the contestants on there. His name is Brighton, and he has a personality for sure. He's a former college football player. He's been on some other reality TV shows too, and I saw like a clip of him circulating where he's talking to one of the girls on these shows, and I guess she's big into yoga, and the conversation ends up where he says yoga is not a workout. And I saw that, and me having been to quite a fair share of yoga classes, that is completely wrong. Yoga is absolutely a workout. You do yoga sculpts where it's hot, you're moving, you're sweating. Like some of the toughest workouts that I've done in my life have been in a yoga studio where you're not having much weight in your hands, maybe 10, 15 pounds at most, 15 at most. And my legs are shaking. My arm, I am breathing heavy. I'm like, when I'm looking at the clock, like, okay, we got in here, we started this time, so we have maybe like 10 more minutes, and I know that the back end we're going to do, cardio or abs. So the whole idea that yoga isn't a workout, look, there are different versions of yoga that are more laid back, but if you do a yoga sculpt class and you are not exhausted by the end, you did not do it right, or you half-assed it. Yeah. I will tell you that right now. So yoga isn't a workout. Bullcrap. Yoga will kick your butt. Do it yourself, and you'll see.
I love that you got so passionate about that because, like I said, it took me forever to get you to agree. And I don't know if you fully believed me because I know my version of difficult might be different than your version of difficult, but this is, you tailor it to you, I might use different weights that would make sense for me, and you're going to use weights that make sense for you.
Yep.
So, the workout is going to be difficult for everyone if you, like you said, you're pushing yourself and you're doing it right. And I love it because now if I look it up, it's like the yoga sculpt girlies are training for war. And then it'll be like clips of yoga sculpt classes. And I'm like, that's literally how I feel in there.
It's not a competitive environment, but for me, I like to just compete with myself.
Which is good because I remember telling you, yoga is not about you're not, like you said, you're not competing against people. You're on your own mat. You're focusing on yourself. Mm-hmm. And it can be hard to not compare sometimes when I go to yoga. But yes, for a sculpt class, I'm just trying to survive. I don't care about anyone else in there.
Well, okay. So I do what do the yoga instructors say in the beginning? Find your mindset or your goal or whatever in the beginning. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I always have this goal, and it is to me, but I'm going to outwork everybody. Even though I'm not I'm not focused on everybody, but like I'm going to do the best I possibly can. And, you know, that's just how I approach it. Like, regardless of we've had a couple of different structures when I've gone with you. Bears Fit offers classes with an awesome yoga instructor. Laura is amazing. But like, I go in there, like, I want to kick ass. Like, that's honestly what it is. Like, if I'm going, and especially it's usually my second workout of the day too. Like, it's like, all right, let's do this. Let's burn like 700 calories, sweat like crazy, and end the day on a good note. But I like that it does challenge me in different ways that weightlifting, you know, doesn't, or when I play football or anything like that. It's just different.
Yeah.
And I do really enjoy that.
I would say this has been my most consistent form of working out that I think I've had in a very, very long time. I think we've mentioned it before. Like, I was a big runner back in the day. And that was, you know, I was very consistent with that for a long time. But now it's been about a year or so that I've done these classes, and I still love it just as much. And I go through my like phases of depending on my mindset, like whether I go as often or not. Mm-hmm. But when I'm there, like, I never regret it. I love how strong I feel afterwards. I love how accomplished I feel afterwards, because it is very tough. So when you're done and you hit like the Shavasana, mm-hmm. like, I feel like I earned it. Like, I feel so good.
And you're close to 100 classes, aren't you? Like,
I'm like right there. This has kind of been a rough month. So, yeah, I'm right there. But I kind of feel bad because I was doing so good that I feel like my results at 100 are not going to be what I want to be.
Got the next 100.
I know.
Got the next 100. But no, that, like you said, that final Shavasana, you do feel like you did accomplish something.
I like going with you.
Yeah, it's fun. I actually left my yoga mat at the studio. Hopefully it's still there. If it's not, I completely understand, because that thing is probably nasty. But yeah, we need to go back so I can go get my yoga mat.
I know.
Or you can bring it back
this
for
is
me.
the thing about you. I just remember it. Like I said, it took me a while to get you to go. And would you say you had a similar mindset before?
I just didn't think it was going to be as tough of a workout. I thought it was more just stretching and doing poses. And then I was completely wrong on that.
Well, like you said, depending on which ones you do, but we love the sculpt classes. So
we love the
those
sculpt.
are the ones
the sculpt is great. And if you have never done one in your life, and if you want a really good workout, I'm telling you.
It's so funny.
You got to do it.
I love seeing the videos of the girls who like take their boyfriends to Pilates for the first time, and like the legs are like shaking, because I do feel like guys have this like this mindset, or like a impression that the workouts girls do are just so like light and like girly, and like it's so hard. It is.
And yeah, speaking of those videos, like that one Pilates video you showed me of the guy doing it, the guy's like shaking, like, you know, it's hilarious. Actually, I've never done Pilates, right? No, I've never done Pilates, but I wonder because I've done yoga, like, would I be as like that, you know, like shaking?
But you might have like a leg up on somebody who might be doing it for the first time.
But I'm probably gonna be that.
But
guy.
I do think it's very different. Like, I feel like it's very different.
And you're on that. What is that?
The reformer.
The reformer.
We should try one.
We should. I'd be down to do it.
Yeah.
See what that's like.
I want to see you. I want to see you do one of those.
Oh, shaking, my legs are all everywhere.
I know.
That'd be fun. All
right. What else? We have recently, this is probably the most recent thing that has happened, is the Tyson
Mike Tyson fight that was last Friday. There was a bunch of hype leading up to this, and you know, they actually had to reschedule because Mike Tyson had some health issues, but you know, Jake Paul continues to fight guys that are almost not 3 times his age, but definitely double his age. And there was just a bunch of publicity. And, you know, I think the night before the fight, Mike Tyson slapped Jake Paul right in the face when they did like the face off. And like, there's just all this stuff going into it. And, you know, for what the fight was, actually, all the fights before it were a lot better than the main fight, the main event. But not even Netflix could like actually show the fight because there was too many people trying to watch it.
Oh.
And I just wanted to bring this up because, like, this was a big hyped event that I think fell on its face in terms of actually meeting the expectations of what it was supposed to be. And I feel like a lot of things end up like that, where there's a lot of hype and publicity, but it just never amounts to be the product that you think it can be. I think of a lot of boxing matches in the past, like even the last, like there was a Jake Paul and Tommy Fury fight. Even that, boring. There was a Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao fight years ago. Not as great. Like,
do you think it's because like you're not super into it, but someone who like
consistently
watches these fights?
I don't know. I feel like it's, if you are a sports fan, like, you want to see some punches being thrown. You want to see people get knocked down. You want to see some blood and stuff. I didn't, but
Maybe the mic picked it up.
I just think that, you know, those make the fights exciting, and I feel like in a lot of those there didn't happen. But I don't know. That's maybe just my opinion on it. I know there's been, like, if I think of events that did meet the expectations, like there's been some Super Bowls that have, you know, happened in years past that you're like, wow, that was fun, entertaining, and maybe just, you know, it's conclusion of the football season. So regardless, you're going to try to enjoy it at halftime as well. But I don't know, for the most part, they just don't meet my expectations.
Your expectations?
My expectations.
Well, I feel like for this fight, it kind of sucks when it is built up so much. For example, we literally got Netflix to watch this fight.
Yeah.
Because before this, we were still on like my family one, and we always have to text each other like, "Can I get the code? Can I get the code?" Because it gets sent to my brother's email.
Don't listen to this Netflix.
Anyways, so I think we got tired of doing that. We're like, oh my gosh. Oh, actually, I think we finally got kicked out for real. They're like, this TV is not
in the Wi-Fi network
household or whatever. So we're like, let's just buy it. Like, who cares? So we literally got it for this fight, and the signal was going out the whole time. Right? Was it the signal?
No,
not the signal. It's like
the connection couldn't. It literally didn't work.
It was crashing out because of the people trying to watch.
There's too many people trying to watch. So I watched on an illegal stream on Twitter.
Okay, which is cool, right? But it's like these things get so hyped up. What happened? There was another one that was like so hyped up. I think it was one of like the Love is Blind reunions.
Oh yeah,
or it was gonna be live, right?
And
again, crashed out, and like no one could watch it. And it just sucks when like these things aren't prepared to handle like the amount of views. And it's like, okay, well, this thing is super hyped up. You should make sure that like these streams are gonna run smoothly.
Yeah. So Netflix, message for you. You're going to host NFL games on Christmas Day. The first time ever for Netflix to do that this year. I guarantee you that is going to happen again if they don't figure out how to fix that. Because if that many people are tuning into Love is Blind and the Tyson fight and Jake Paul fight, the NFL is just a totally different thing. So get your things together.
Am I just like naive? But I feel like those things would have a higher audience, a bigger audience.
Who?
Like a fight or like a Love is Blind reunion.
Than the NFL?
Yeah. Unless it's a Super Bowl. But like an average game?
No, I mean...
No, babe, an average game? What if I'm not like a whoever's playing fan? Like if my team's not playing, I don't care to watch this game.
Usually NFL games are one of the highest rated TV
I want to
programs.
know. Yes, but babe, you're hitting... like Love is Blind... Everyone could get into that.
I don't know. It's going to be Christmas Day, and there's going to be NFL games. There's going to be a bunch of people at home.
Prior to you, I would never have a game on during the holidays. Like, your family is very, like, having the football game on Thanksgiving. That was never a thing in my household.
Here, wait, keep talking. That was the most thing.
The point is, okay, wait, going back to this fight, I kind of fell asleep, so I got most of, like, the clips through social media, and I just think it's really sad. I honestly felt really bad because I do think it was like a money grab for Mike Tyson, right? It was probably like this cool opportunity and probably a lot of money, so how do you pass it up? But I do feel like it's such an unfair fight, and I think like he said in one of the things, one of his like final words like at the end of a fight was like his heart's not in it anymore. So it just makes me sad. Like I was talking to my sisters about it, and I was like, of course he was gonna win from the beginning. Like, duh, this guy's close to like pushing 60 almost, and you got this guy, younger guy, who obviously like hasn't been fighting for that long, but the energy is so different from, like someone close to their 60s and someone in their mid 20s. He's young.
Yeah. I'll say this, like seeing some of the clips of Mike Tyson training. Just training. If he would have looked like that in the ring, he would have whooped Jake Paul's ass.
So you think he's
I don't know. I don't know. The training videos, it looks like he could still knock somebody out easily.
Do you think these are fake? Like this is like an agreement thing? I always go back and forth, especially when they do what did you call it? The face off.
Yeah.
Is that planned? Like I'm agreeing for you to slap me.
Get the viewers really.
Yeah, of course. It's like
engaged and want to watch this because of
and
that.
And then wasn't it mostly like I kept seeing clips of him spraying his like the deodorant at the end. Mm-hmm. Like it was gonna be like promotion also for his new like deodorant line or something. See, all these little things just don't really add up to me. It's cool that they know how to market and that they can hit a really big audience, but I don't know. The whole thing was kind of just like you said, it
was a waste. I tweeted it was a waste of my time. It was a waste of time for everybody.
But there you were watching it on a legal stream.
For as long as I could until it ended. Actually, I found some stats real quick. NFL games in 2023. The NFL accounted for 93 of the top 100 most watched programs in 2023. 93 out of 100. Breaking the previous record of 82. NFL playoff games. 7 of the top 10 most watched programs in 2023 were NFL playoff games.
Okay, but did you look up how many people were trying to watch Love is Blind?
Okay.
The live Love is Blind. You're only giving us one side of the
Okay. I have the number for the most streamed NFL regular season game ever. 16.22 million on Amazon Prime. I'll find.
Who was playing though?
The Cowboys and Giants. Love is Blind. How many people watching? That would have been 2023, right?
Live reunion.
Watching.
I think was it on Hulu or Netflix?
Netflix.
Oh.
2023. Let's see. I said 16.2 million. 6.5. Get out of here with your Love is Blind. The NFL rules literally TV right now.
Maybe it's because I personally am not as like.
It takes up when football season, it takes up a whole day on Sunday, Monday night, Thursday night. Now it's gonna take up. Christmas Day is a Wednesday. Yeah, so it's like they take up, and then they have playoff games on Saturdays too. So
great.
Sorry, yep.
Are we done yet?
Yes.
Are we almost done?
We're almost done. We do have one last thing to talk about for today's show, and this is the most perplexing, crazy thing that
you brought this up today.
Yes, because it's nuts. Okay.
It's not nuts.
Yes, it is. It's crazy. Okay, when you get your standard bag of chips, pick whatever chips you want, whatever ones. Let's say they're Hot Cheetos in this instance. You open up the bag. You're highly anticipating this bag of chips, right? You bought it for a reason. You're ready to just chow down and eat your bag of chips. When you put your hand in that bag, how many Cheetos are you grabbing? Just think about that. Actually, you don't even have to think about it. The one thing you're not doing is grabbing just one. Right?
I want to ask my sisters because they're like professional Cheeto eaters.
Well, professional Cheeto eaters, amateurs, they would all know that you grab at least
actually this would be funny.
This much, like just with your.
Can I call them and see if they answer?
You can call them and see if they answer, but the point is, we were having chip. I don't know. We've done this. We've had a bunch of chips, but she'll grab one chip out of the bag, and eat it.
Okay, let's see if they answer.
I will, not a handful, but like a couple of chips.
Hello? You're my stomach. Hello.
Hi.
Do you think that picked it up? My stomach's making funny noises. Okay, wait. I have a quick question for you.
Fatima, you're on the podcast right now.
You're on the podcast.
I'm on the podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
I just have one question for you. Answer this honestly, okay? When you get a bag of hot Cheetos and you're eating them, how many at a time do you grab?
It depends how big it is. If it's a big one, then just one, and then if it's not, then like 2 to 3.
Okay.
So wait, how little do they have to be for you to grab like 2 or 3? Because like, don't you just normally enjoy them and eat like one by one?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then but if they're like the longer, like skinny ones, then I do 2 to 3 of those.
Well, I'm gonna inform you and Stephanie here. I think you guys are both wrong. I think you just gotta grab like not a handful, but like
Nick
at least 3 or 4 hot Cheetos.
No, I wouldn't do a handful because then if I were to do a handful, then I finish them faster.
You see?
So if you want to savor, okay.
Is Valerie there?
And
She's downstairs.
I wish you guys were together to answer together, but I do feel like it's normally one by one because you enjoy it. Yeah.
I also leave the biggest ones to the end.
Interesting.
Professional hot Cheeto eater.
Very selective.
Professional hot Cheeto eater.
Okay, thank you. That is all I need. Tell Mama I will call her back because she called me while we were recording. Okay. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. I mean, we're just gonna have to leave it to the comments to prove you and your sisters wrong here because come on, one, I just can't. It doesn't matter if it's like a giant hot Cheetos. Like I'm grabbing it. I don't know why.
We're dainty little girls.
Whatever it is. It just regardless of the chip, even if for candy too. Like I'm not just eating one Sour Patch Kid. I'm usually eating like 3 or 4 fruit snacks. Fruit snacks, I just inhale those. Like,
so you're the wrong person to ask because that's just how you eat everything in general. So it doesn't matter if it's a chip or not.
No, I think more people are gonna agree with me. More people are gonna be on the side of grabbing multiple hot Cheetos as opposed to just one.
Okay, well, I guess if anyone comments, you guys can let us know what you do. Yeah. When my sister was little, she used to love hot Cheetos, and one bag tasted weird to her that she called the number on the bag and said, "These Cheetos taste like baby wipes." They sent her a bunch of coupons
for free bags.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. It tastes like baby wipes, and I want more baby wipes. Thank you.
Okay, I think that is literally all we have. Kind of a random episode, but a fun one.
Fun random episode. Good to be back and good to be recording again. So,
and next week we have a special episode for a special somebody.
Who's that?
You.
Oh yeah.
He's turning 30. We got his 30th episode next week.
Yeah, that'll be episode 41.
Yeah.
And I won't actually be 30 by the time we record that, but I'll be pretty close.
Yeah.
So, we will have another episode for you next week. But thank you everybody for tuning in and listening to episode 40 of Couples Coverage. You already know you can subscribe on YouTube. Just look up Couples Coverage. Also, if you want to hit that bell notification, anytime we put an episode out, you'll get notified of that. Or if you're just someone who listens to the audio versions, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you listen to your podcast, make sure to subscribe there, download the podcast. And with this episode, especially that last segment, you got to go leave comments. You already know I'm right. But leave comments, share this video with a friend. But we appreciate everybody for tuning in and watching. But until next week, adios.
Bye.